All right, today we're going to tear open a step-by-step playbook for a wildly profitable AI business. And I'm going to show you how solving the most boring problems can actually make you the most money.
Okay, so how do you actually do this? How do you turn some boring idea into a $1,500 payday over and over again? Well, the secret, it's not about building the next crazy viral app. Nope, it's about being ridiculously, undeniably useful.
And this quote, man, it just nails the whole strategy. This idea has been championed by pioneers in this space like Nick Saraev and Jack Roberts. They figured out that the real money, the serious cash, is made down in the trenches, solving the practical, everyday headaches that companies will gladly pay a premium to make disappear.
All right, here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to look at the opportunity, the tools you need, how to find the problem, how to build the workflow, and finally, how to get paid.
Okay, first up, let's get into why boring is actually the best compliment you can get. Seriously, in this game, boring just means it's a real, repeating, and expensive problem for a company. And that, my friends, is where the money is. Now, this definition is super important because it completely changes how you should see yourself. You're not just some tech wizard or a coder. No, you are a highly paid problem solver. The client isn't buying your AI. They're buying the outcome. They're buying back their time, getting rid of mistakes, and just eliminating headaches. And here are some perfect examples. The golden geese, right? We're talking about stuff like sorting a mountain of support emails by hand, or a sales team wasting half their day just qualifying new leads, or get this, onboarding new clients, or summarizing every single meeting. These aren't small things. They are huge, expensive drags on a business, which makes them the absolute perfect targets for you.
Okay, so what tools do you actually need to build all this stuff? Let's look at the toolkit. And here's the great news. You don't need a massive, super expensive software library. Nope. You really just need two key things to get going.
And this breaks it down perfectly. You've got this dynamic duo at the center of the whole thing. Think of NN as the plumbing, or maybe the skeleton. It's what connects all the different apps and moves data around. And then you have Claude Code. That's the brain. It's the smart part that gets the information, figures out what it means, makes a choice, and then tells the plumbing what to do. They're a team. One doesn't work without the other. So what we're actually building here is called an agentic workflow. It's a fancy term, but the idea is simple, and it's really important you get this. We're not just automating one little click. We're building a whole system, a multi-step process where these little AI agents work together to handle a whole job, from start to finish, with no human needed. All right. Now we get to what is, honestly, probably the most important part of this entire playbook, finding the client's pain point. Seriously, before you build anything or write a single line of code, you have to put on your detective hat. So where do you even look for these problems? Well, you start by listening. The clues are everywhere. Anytime you hear someone in an office say, "Ugh, I hate doing this," or "This takes so much time," that's it. That's your signal. And the absolute biggest, brightest red flag, anytime you see a person literally copying and pasting stuff between two different apps, that right there is a $1,500 project just waiting to happen. Okay, let's talk about the build. Don't worry, we're not going to get bogged down in a bunch of code. Instead, we're going to look at the simple, really smart logic that makes these automations tick. And it really all comes down to these three simple steps: listen, think, and act. It's so simple. First, the system listens for something to happen, like a new email coming in. Second, the AI brain thinks. It reads the email, figures out what it's about, and decides what to do. And finally, the workflow builder acts. It slaps on a tag, forwards it to the right person, and archives it. This simple little loop, listen, think, act, that's the core of pretty much every valuable automation you could ever build. Okay, so you've found the problem. You've built the solution. Now for the fun part, the final piece of the puzzle. How do you get paid what you're actually worth for doing all this? And let's be clear, this number, $1,500, it's not just pulled out of thin air. This should be your starting price for one of these boring problem-solving automations. And for your client, think about it. This isn't a cost, it's an investment that's going to pay for itself like right away. So here's the trick. You have to stop tying your price to your time. It's not about how many hours it took you. You are selling the value. You sell the outcome. You have to focus on their return on investment, right? If your little automation saves them, say, 10 hours every single week, what's that worth to them over a year? It's thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars. See? You're not selling a few hours of your work. You're selling a permanent fix to a really expensive problem. This right here, this is the big mindset shift. You have to get this into your head. Every time you talk to a client, every proposal you write, it's got to be about this. You're not selling a piece of software. You're selling them back their most valuable asset, their time. And that, my friend, is a premium product.
All right, so let's bring this home. I want you to think about your own job right now, or maybe a business you deal with all the time. What's that one repetitive, mind-numbing task that you see? You know the one that makes everybody groan when it's time to do it? Because that's not just a boring task anymore. That's your first $1,500 opportunity.